Hello there, Pisces. My name's Frankie, and I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. And this reading is for Pisces for January of 2020. Happy New Year's to everybody out there, and to all of you that are new out there. Pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view of the month, and we're going to pull Angel card at the end to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you during the reading, so I guess we all get named Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month, and I don't think the cards are going to go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as like an overall theme. Now I have a short message for us. And we are extremely intuitive, and we can be gentle and very, very gentle. Some of us can project that outside persona of like, I'm tough Pisces, but inside we're the people that are always willing to help you if you're in a jam. So Spirit's saying this month, if I'm in, and I see words here that support this, if I'm in a jam or in a tough situation, it's not wrong to ask others to help. And it's not wrong to ask others to listen, you know, because I think maybe, you know, the best thing is when we ask, right? We can dissipate a lot of that emotional energy that builds up around us, and we can be that center, like the eye of the tornado or the hurricane. What is that called? The eye, right? Where everything is calm and quiet. And it's going to really, really help us to get through this month, because none of these cards are bad. These are all actually excellent cards, no matter what. One kind of looks like a blip, but it's not a blip. Our words are good. They are purification. But I have to say, based on that message, when Spirit gives me that word purification, I hear I've cried more than enough tears. So keep that in mind, if I'm asking for help. The next one's exploration, and then peace, flexibility, and grace. And if I'm in that quiet, in the middle of that eye, you know, I'm flexible, I can move around, there's not a lot of noise crashing in on me, and I'm in the state of grace. The storm's all around me, but there's nothing that can harm me. Isn't that excellent type of thing? Because our card on the bottom of the deck is the King of Swords. Now, this is a wonderful type of energy. It's air energy, we're water energy, male or female, right? It'll be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because these are general readings. I cannot say this is going to be a man, but this is maybe energetics of someone coming in that may be able to help us. There's two energetics there like that if we needed help, right? That type of energetics. It's a person of not only power, but of authority, with the ability, with the willingness and the ability to use force, but only if it's necessary. Maybe some of us are being called up to use, the force, but only if it's necessary. Or to use this air energy, the mental faculties in my brain, you know, that type of a thing. This king is the energy is very mature. It's powerful. It means power, strength, and authority. Um, Usually, sometimes they say it's Gemini, sometimes they say it's Libra, but it doesn't make any difference. It's somebody with the energetics of air, regardless, whatever it means. It means to us that this appearance of this type of mature energy in our thing, it means that it has to do with our mental capacity, our mental, process, how quickly and rapidly we can process information as it comes through or like downloads into our brain. If it's a person, it could be someone that does mental work. If it's a person outside of us, like a professional person that researches stuff, a lawyer, a military officer, because when they're in that position where they have to think really quick, rapidly on their feet, they do it with this amazing agility, so they're a very good counselor if I need help. Um, they have the gift of thinking clearly, rapidly, like rapid fire, right on their feet, and they talk with this real, the words that go with the card actually are considerable eloquence, So if it isn't a person, right? It's a situation that we're seeing ourselves in that require these type of qualities, okay? It's mature, it's grounded, it has the ability to think and speak on its feet, just access the information really immediately. So, maybe whatever the situation it's in that I'm being called up, we need this kind of stuff. Because even like the Queen of Swords, she's the facts and the facts only. King of Swords wants facts. Wants facts. Doesn't want that word purification where I've cried more than enough tears. They want us to know exactly what we're talking about when we speak to them. And so it's telling me to be astute, basically, pay attention, be able to think on my feet. Don't go off into la la land, If I need help, explore my options. Exploration's one of our words. Be flexible. Take the input that others are giving us because they might be well suited, and I might not have the information. So don't withdraw, into myself, into that little tiny shell, because we don't need it this month. King of Swords energy is very, 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 very mature with abilities that may be beyond what we have now. So maybe some of us need to like research or look into the facts, because our next energy here is the Three of Rods or Wands. I don't know why they change it, but it means someone who's ready, willing, and able to hang on to what they have, right? What they've achieved in life by remaining in calm control of the situation. Remember the eye of the storm. Calm control of the situation. Now, I can't place this, so I don't know where it's going to come down in any of our lives, basically. Is it in a relationship? Wands usually means business, finance stuff, and we have two rods. We have two rods, wands, energy in here, So it's a time for acting in mature, responsible manner, like the King of Swords energy, based on experience, based on common sense, based on common sense, and taking things into hand, So whatever situation it is in our lives, because I can't put it there, it means we consolidate it. The situation, business, enterprise, whatever it is, this is business financial. It means we can expect financial gain, right? King of Swords has usually got some bucks there, and we define what role we want to present, what role we want to play in this upcoming event or situation, what role we want to play and we present it a towards positive picture to the whole world at large, everybody that around us. And with that kind of attitude, right? The attitude itself draws helpful people to us, helpful circumstances to us. It means we've established a solid foundation, and whether in our business, occupation, whatever it is we're doing, if we're older and we're just investing, maybe the King of Swords is a good investment, broker or whatever they call those people to us, and since we've established the solid foundation, we can expect cooperation from other people that are around us that will help us even more to succeed, which is really wonderful. So at this point, when we get this of rods energy, right? When we get it, we have to be very clear about who we are, very clear about it. And others respond to that, will respond to our confidence, our peaceful state of being, that I, in the middle of the storm, the grace that I can feel from the protected, state, like our original message there, which is excellent. Because I think for some of us, it's not just business finance, it could be partnership stuff, or changing partnership, because our next card here is the Knight of Rods. So this is excellent energy too. This is not a fighting knight, it's a jousting knight. He's going to the contest, to show off of his skills, instead of going into war. But it is a messenger night. So it brings message, good news concerning work or social activities. It can be good things, like good news that can relate to any kind of a happily anticipated event, like a journey or vacation, a change of residence, a change of job, like exciting, good changes. What is the other thing? Oh, engagement and marriages come out of this card. Can be well, let me see. If it's a specific person, they would have the same qualities, right? Like the King and Queen of Rods, which are loyalty, honorable, good, quiet, good confidants, people we can talk to, that never betray a confidence, always trustworthy. And so it means that whatever the message is, right, that we're getting or we're receiving, it means that I can trust the message. I can it will it's trust I can trust whatever the message is, because the person that brings the message to me is trustworthy and faithful, you know? So to me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, we got King of Swords, then we got that three where we're going to, of rods, where we're going to stand up, we're going to, now comes this type of energy, and helpful people, helpful circumstances, coming in and coming around us is what they want me to say, and that purification where I've cried more than enough tears over whatever it is. I just don't want to cry anymore, because our next card is death. And I'm like, oh God, maybe this is our blip, but it does not mean that we're dying. It doesn't. There's the white rose of innocence on there. The like the everything's come behind it is light, if you think about it. So the card actually means transformation for the better. It doesn't mean physical death. Oh my God, I'm kicking the bucket here. It's when we experience like some type of a metamorphosis, or a destruction of the old outworn circumstances that we thought were holding back or holding us back from some type of new development, better ways or whatever. So when we change like this, it's being regenerated at a really, really deep level, So superficial doesn't count it. It doesn't even cut it. It doesn't count anymore. It's something we truly want or need to transform. So it's a time of change. Basically, total change and no doubt about it, and patterns that were um, that we had found worked for us before. You know, maybe that's why the word purification is in there. The patterns we found before worked for us, but they don't work. So we're getting rid of them. The word is destroyed with the card, getting rid of them to make room for something that's new, something that's better, something more that is coming into being, if that makes any sense to you. Something more that is coming into being is how they're saying it, and it's going to change everything. It's going to allow us to explore our new options, become more flexible, be that calm in the center of the storm, just moving through, and whatever doesn't work for us, it's like, well, that was simple. It's not working for me anymore. I Purification. I cried more than enough tears over this. I'm done with it. Just like real clear cut, and especially clear cut with this King of Swords energetics in it. The facts and the facts only. No boohooing, no emotion, no anything like that. It's just that's the way it is, because our next card here is a pentacle. And to me, Frankie, pentacles are money, earth plane things. Look at this card. 6 pentacles, all perfect. He's created, right? It's the card of a craftsman. One under the elbow, the other one he's working on. And it's absolutely perfect, right? It's a replica. It's perfect, 3 of 3 of Pentacles is the card of a craftsman, where someone's consulting the craftsman because they're really skilled. They know exactly what they're doing. But the 8, they relate together. The 8 of Pentacles is like taking up a new skill or taking up a new career, but the new venture means success, because pentacles are success in the earth plane, because we could be like really into training ourselves intensely with this card with a clear goal in mind. See how focused this energy is? He's not looking, he's got everything he needs right in front of him and repeating it. So we could be integrating a new skill or an old skill. That's not what I want to say. We're integrating an old skill into like a new form or adding a new skill to it. That, maybe the transformation is like that way doesn't work. It's not making me enough bucks, so I'm going to add something to it, or I'm going to transform the skill itself. So it would mean we've tried different ways of making our living, because it is earth plane energy, and we're um, finalizing how we want to use our own personal resources to realize like the material sufficiency, everything that's going to fulfill our needs in this world, and allow us to expand, like our words, exploration and exploration and flexibility here. So it means that we're sure, our sureness of purpose is the way it's actually stated, guarantees that we're successful. It absolutely guarantees it. And with that King of Swords energy in there, wow, really, really excellent to have. So the craftsmanship, or the work I do, the job I did, gets rewarded by commissions, new business, sometimes promotions, things like that, that all come along with it. So for us this month, I think, being in that center, in that calm space, and getting rid of whatever it is that's just not working for us, because of the word purification kind of goes with that death card, and saying, I want this new way, that white rose of innocence, I want, or I deserve, and I'm going to take this new path forward. Geez, that is weird. Yeah, with the white rose of innocence, I kept saying that always stands out. Our card from the angels is innocence. That is weird. I always see that white rose, not all the time, but sometimes it'll pop up in front of me with that death thing there with the sickle, and you would think your eyes would go directly to the sickle. And in certain readings, instead of the sickle, like cutting things out, of my life that don't work for me any longer, I see the innocence of the white rose. Like, it doesn't work, get rid of it. Cried more than enough tears over it. I'm moving into this new, fresh, innocent being, who I am and how I want to present myself in the world. In my own, I'm looking at our words here, my own peaceful, graceful Pisces self. As a character, as an individual, and as a component to the entire world, that is so beneficial to all of us. So remember our original message. If I need help, if I just need somebody to pray for me because I'm going through an emotional time, or I need good, sound, wise advice, it's there for us, however it comes. It says, Beloved one, I know we've had it pretty rough, and with that word purification, it makes me just go back to the pretty rough, type of energy, maybe squabbling, fighting energy, whatever. But it says, Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that we may shroud your loving, that we may shroud your loving, that may shroud your loving, I can't get the words out, your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace, like our word, within your heart once more. And no more purification. No more crying more than enough. No more crying more than enough tears over stuff, that actually is getting irrelevant and is not workable, and I beat that horse to the ground already, whatever that means. It says this card comes as a reassurance that the situation and the people involved are guiltless. If you've been harboring guilt, release it to the angels. Of all the emotions, guilt has the lowest vibration, so it also attracts negativity. If you're judging others' guilt, this card reminds you to see the godliness within them to heal the situation. You don't necessarily have to continue a relationship with anyone you distrust. However, it's necessary to purge the toxic thoughts and emotions for your own well-being. The angels asked you to consider that any misunderstandings were innocent mistakes. See the other's point of view, forgive yourself, and release any regrets. An argument you have may be based on a misunderstanding. Honor the inner child within yourself and others, and look past the surface illusions to see the underlying spiritual truth of perfection and divine order. Holy Minga, Pisces. That's a reading and a half. Well, that's our reading for this month, and I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. I read it, each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me, or you want to go neb about me, or if you need an appointment with me, all the information's down below the screen at the website. To be able to do that, there's two short videos at the website. One explains the prayer class I put out there for y'all. The other one explains the sutras. There's two classes, they explain them. The prayer class explains how, why, why you do format prayers the way you do. The sutras are simple thought forms. You put in a meditation, it takes 5 minutes a day, and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. You know, well worth that 5 minutes. And to everybody I've met through 3 whole years of doing these YouTube videos, and all of you that I've met through 31 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all it's been an honor, privilege, a pleasure, and a joy to be able to serve you, and hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.